Rich Sumner, Methanex Corporation Chief Executive Officer. Thank you for joining Egypt Oil and Gas Talks. And welcome to Egypt.
Thank you.
And welcome to the Egypt Petroleum Show.
Thank you
Very much.
I understand this is your first time to attend the Egypt Petroleum Show as Methanex participating as an exhibitor and a sponsor too, true?
That's correct.
How do you see the show before we start?
It's been excellent. Look at all the companies that are here. There's a lot of excitement around what's happening in Egypt. As a global methanol company, there's a lot of businesses that we do business with globally, and really an opportunity to talk with them as well as the government ministries and talk about policy and sustainable development on energy. So far been a great experience.
Excellent, excellent. Welcome. We're very happy that you're joining us this year. And this takes me to a very important question that we as an industry here in Egypt realize so much about how Methanex places so much emphasis on safety and what makes it unique. What is it that makes it unique compared to the other international oil companies?
Well, we as far as safety goes, it's absolutely critical to our business and our industry. We're one of the first, well, we're the first company to be globally verified as a responsible care company. As of now, I think 96 of the top 100 companies, chemical companies globally, are now responsible care verified. What does that mean? It means protecting people, the environment, and our assets. And it also is a big part of that is our commitment to social responsibility as well as community support. So it really drives everything that we do. Our environmental and safety record has been tremendous, and we're going to continue to focus on that. We're very, very committed as a company throughout our global operations, and a big focus in Egypt as well for us.
And I know that Methanex has been doing for the past years huge cooperation with the government with regards to process safety management too, and there's so much emphasis on that angle too.
Yeah, and that's a big part of our responsible care program. So we've been in partnership with the Ministry of Petroleum, advancing process safety standards throughout the oil and gas and petroleum and petrochemical sector. We've just come out with 24 standards that we think will help support the industry now and into the future, and we'll continue to focus on working closely with the government to promote and support that.
Rich, I want to take you to another angle, and with the current conflict and circumstances of the market and the conflict of the Ukrainian-Russian war, what is your expectations on the market for this year?
So when we look at what's happening with Russia-Ukraine, as of right now, Russian material has been sanctioned. Late last year, there was a list of key chemicals, including methanol, that is banned for sale in Russia, from Russia. So what our expectations is this is going to put increased pressure in the market from the supply side into the European market. We're well positioned with our plant in Egypt, which helps serve international markets as well as our other plants globally. So we'll be working with customers in the European market to support the methanol supply there. We would expect that that's going to put increased pressure on Russian operating rates throughout the year, and likely we'll see that product exiting the market.
So do you think the conflict that we're facing right now this year is a good opportunity for the industry to expand its services, and where it can actually help within the conflict of the Ukraine-Russian war?
I think what we need is methanol suppliers that can support the European market as Russian material needs to find a home. There was about 2.5 million tons of Russian material that supplied the European market. So I think what we need is suppliers that can now help support those positions. Some of those are not easy to serve in Eastern Europe. So I think there's an opportunity for suppliers like ourselves that have a fairly integrated and sophisticated supply chain to help solve problems for the market today with that pressure.
And with that pressure and your position in the market in Egypt today, how do you envision Methanex expansion and position in the market here in Egypt?
I think our Egypt site is very strategically located for certainly the Mediterranean customers, and I think there's also opportunities on how we can serve the Eastern European markets as well. So we're busy and active with those customers on how we can solve their needs with our position in Egypt.
Any coming new opportunities for Methanex in Egypt that you would like to share with us?
I think we're very interested in what's happening with gas developments in the country. We're going to continue to work with the upstream, work with His Excellency, the Minister of Petroleum, on their vision to become a regional gas hub for this region. Where there's opportunities, we'd love to see how we can further partner with the ministry and expand our operations potentially. We're very happy with where we are today, very proud of the relationship we have and our position in Egypt. So definitely interested in explore what's to come.
Excellent, excellent. Coming to the point where climate change has becoming a very important aspect of everything we do right now. So, sustainability becomes a very important aspect of how we run our business and we run our operation. And last year for COP27, it was the first time ever that a decarbonization day was present and our industry was present in the COP conference. What is Methanex doing when it comes to eliminating or reducing the impact on the environment within its operation?
Sure. So when we look at methanol as a product, today methanol is used to produce a tremendous amount of consumer industrial products globally. It also is a key chemical in the manufacturing of many things that go into making our world more efficient. So electric vehicles, wind turbines, solar panels, all will be traced back to some methanol in its manufacture. So we're playing that role. As it relates to energy, methanol is increasingly being looked at as a transition energy fuel. So there are green and blue pathways for methanol, which are being explored, and certainly that is something we're looking at. Immediately what we're doing is looking at how we can control emissions within our current operations. So we've set a target of 10% reduction in emissions by 2030. We're very confident we're going to achieve that goal. Part of that is looking at each of our sites and how can we better control emissions from our operations. Part of that is a new project that we're bringing on in the U.S., which will be the lowest carbon emitting plant in the world. And then we're also looking at ways to further reduce our carbon footprint. We're looking at the ability to carbon capture at our sites. We're exploring a specific project in the U.S. for that we think can be used across our globe. And we're also looking at the feasibility of doing renewable methanol at our site by taking renewable electricity to produce hydrogen and using that as a feed in our process. So again, we're looking at the feasibility of that in New Zealand, but we also think that can be translated into our other operations globally as well.
That's very good to hear. We hope we see all these implementations also here within the Methanex operation.
And then we'll look to how we can apply that to our Methanex Egypt site.
I'm sure. And next year, maybe in Egypt, as you know, Egypt's next year is no longer the Egypt Petroleum Show. It's going to be the Energy Show. So I'm sure Methanex can demonstrate some of those aspects within that.
We'd be happy to share more.
That would be great. Rich, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much for being very short and precise in your answers. We always love that. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here in Egypt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.